I'm Jo Flanagan. I work for Amphenol, which is probably one of the biggest companies you've never heard of. We work in a very diverse portfolio of companies. We work in automation, we work in IT, we work in data server hubs, all sorts of things that you wouldn't know about. And we have a lot of employees that actually work for other parts of Amphenol, and they sit within our SAP platform. So we look after the expenses and the wages for those employees, and SAP allows us to recharge those costs back to other companies within Amphenol. And it's also really good for the end users. They can use the mobile app, they can do their expenses at their leisure, if you like. So it's really good to keep on top of expenses. Recently we also use purchasing cards, so we have a number of people in the organisation that have purchasing cards, and we now use SAP to feed in from Barclaycard their expenses and allow them to use the platform to charge lots of different departments and lots of different cost codes. We had a consultant from SAP work with us. She was really good. She worked with me on actually rolling out to the potential users the difference between the purchasing cards and the expense module. So she helped me to explain to the end users what the differences would be and how they would have to transact on the platform. So we're adding new users onto the platform. Could be 5, 10 a week at some points. We can do that without increasing any headcount. It allows us to increase the transactions, but not the manual tasks involved with doing those transactions. I would definitely recommend SAP Concur to others. It's very user-friendly. In fact, when I add new users to the platform, I send a user manual, but I always say it's really very intuitive. You won't really need the manual. So yeah, it's really good. It's very robust. We get a monthly download that tells us all of the expenses that have gone on in that month, and it's always there on the day that you expect it to be there. And like I say, the users get on really well, and they need minimal input from me as the administrator. I would say definitely look at your manual processes, how much time that's taking for you and your users. The number of errors that you might get, all of that is done away with on SAP Concur, because it indicates if you have an issue, if there's data missing or documents missing. There's lots of warning signs as the users input their data, and you don't get that on a manual system. Also, you can reject and push back if you've got any questions, if they've done something wrong or they haven't attached a receipt. It's really easy to use. We're looking to use Concur Travel. That's being rolled out by our headquarters in the USA. They use it out there and they want to roll it across Europe. So we're looking into how we go about that and what that will mean for the users and how we can integrate it into our current system. I guess for me it's a recent one with the purchasing cards. I used to have to wait for people to put their submissions in, or they wouldn't put them in, whereas now at the statement day it automatically creates a report from all of the Barclaycard transactions, and all they have to do is attach the receipts and code up the expense. And that's great, so I'm really on top of it. It's really good.